Wake up at the crack of dawn to go do some labor you can't stand. Barely any free time and little that you get is for groceries, shopping, house car maintenance and laundry. Maybe 2 weeks off per year to rush somewhere and rush right back. Literally surviving paycheck to paycheck. Yes and on, it's terrible and I'm sorry. Yeah. You think. I'll just wage slave a little and on the side I can work on my real ambitions. But then you come home and collapse into bed and snooze, then you wake up and head back to work. Yes, especially if you work in service retail. A shit ton of teenage kids, young adults, that are loaded thanks to daddy's money and looking 10x better than you because they never had to work to worry about anything in their lives, coming in and commanding you around. While you hear your hot teenage Stacy coworkers talking about fucking guy number 7261, while you are eating in silence the break room like you are invisible. Then your 8-hour shift ends and you take the train that is also full of teenage kids, college students going to parties, clubbing. You go home to your childhood room trying to study for 10 fucking upcoming university exams while your parents argue in the next room while I am still single and don't have friends to hang out with. This whole humiliation, envy and constant unstable environment due your parents being at home 24/7 and arguing will lead you fail your bachelor degree, which will leave you working in service for 50+ years. Just fuck my life at this point. Never have kids if you aren't loaded. I work as a CA from home. Have a 3-month-long deadline to finish a project. Spend 5 days no-lifing it and finding all bugs. Let's say I found 100 bugs. Split that number so I can report bugs throughout the project on a daily basis. Get paid to do nothing for the rest of the project. It's remote work plus no high brain activity involved. All that while living in a third world shithole where this pay provides me king status. You really need to take remote ed plus third world shithole pill. Geez, that sucks. Work retail. Spend all day scanning items and being nice to people. Company workers are mostly college kids and broken boomers, all around decent people. Eat snacks whenever I'm hungry. Half the time I'm not doing anything, so I should post here. Bar is set so low that I can half-ass everything. It isn't nearly as bad as people make it out to be, but it does suck. Quit my job. Moved out to rural Australia. Started my own PC business. No one in the local area knows shit about computers. They're just happy they don't have to travel 150 km plus to get a laptop looked at by a drunk behind a counter. Make double what I used to make. Living costs are half that of the city. Bought a house at 27 for 1/3 the rest of the people in major cities are paying for a 1-bed apartment. Can never go back to being a Wagie. Be me. English teacher in a foreign country. Down bad, earn like $1,000 month. Earn more money than I've ever even had this bull run. Quit my job. Started freelance writing for crypto projects. Now making more money than I've ever earned and working less, 100% remote. Can live anywhere in the world. Never going back to waging. Based. I had a similar situation, but in the opposite direction. Tired of current job, but it's full work from home, which is nice. Lets me spend my day job hunting. Interview for a few jobs. Get offers from 2 of them. One of them in particular is offering me a 25% pay raise. About to take it until I ask, what is your work from home policy after Corona calms down? The boomer shifts in his seat. Well, anon we'd expect you to come to the office. Not every day, maybe like 4 days a week. Okay. No thanks then. Boomer is absolutely flabbergasted that I would turn down his offer of more money. He blows up my phone telling me I put him and his team in a bad spot by turning it down because they already refused the other candidate and that I'm entitled for expecting to work from wherever I want. I just hang up on him in the middle of his rant. And back to the job searching right now. I can finish all of my current job's work in like 1 to 2 hours a day, so I'm not in any rush. It's finally the day of the rope for corporate boomers. That feel when I went into the office for the first time in like 6 months to get something signed by our notary. My desk is being used for storage. Only people there are basically upper management. Floor is fucking dead. Was asked if I ever planned on coming back in. I straight-faced said no. Oh okay, I just wanted to know so I can use your monitors for others. I used to be a Wagie. 7 years ago I worked at night stocking shelves in a store. I still sometimes have nightmares that I am back waging. Just now in another thread they were talking about pallet prices increasing. Someone mentioned plastic pallets. It all flashed before my eyes. I used to prefer dealing with the plastic ones. They stack neatly, don't randomly have pieces break off, and don't give splinters. It's been 7 years since I worked a job, thanks to my first crypto gains in 2014. Yet I am still haunted by my waging experiences and fear I will have to go back. It's good motivation to work on my own business, but still, the emotional trauma I experienced is long-lasting. I can't believe there are still Wagies out there working today. What a horror. Half of my team got let go today for failed drug tests. Until they piss clean they can't come back. We are now 6 people short. I have to work this weekend now to somehow get in front, and the thought of waking up 5:30 to slave away to make someone richer literally sickens me. Every day the ropes siren song gets louder, bros. First job I got at 16 was in one of those cafes they put in big-ass department stores. Constantly burning hands on all the hot shit. Scrubbing nasty kitchen equipment covered in fat and grease. Refused to do the tills so always in the washroom. Can feel the steam and grease in the air sticking to my skin. Nasty ass customers not cleaning up after their demon spawn. Cunty manager telling me to smile more whilst in my own personal hell. There was a cute girl I'd flirt with a lot there, but the whole thing was fucking awful. They closed down recently. Was very cathartic to see that place shut. I worked Wagie jobs for one summer in my life. I worked at a grocery store. They were short-staffed so just walked in, asked for a job, and they put me to work 60 hours week. About 6 weeks in I had a trip planned for a week and I asked for time off, obviously unpaid, and they wouldn't give it to me. So I just quit, and they didn't want me to come back, even though they were short-staffed. It was so weird, like I offended them, and was shit-listed, even though they still didn't have enough staff. First job as a groundskeeper. Minimum wage. Carrying around 40 pounds of equipment all day in the summer sun. Dumbass supervisors constantly yelling at us for every mistake, no matter how minor. They wonder aloud why they can't fill every position. Working in a nightclub was probably one of the worst I've had. Work until 3 a.m., then spend another 2 hours cleaning the place. Those weird machines they use to clean glasses are hot AF and turns the room into a sauna. Drunk angry retards you can barely hear over the music. Expected to remember how to make 40 cocktails. If you've got time to lean you've got time to clean. Supervisors acting like they're the shit when they work in a bar at 27. Clique Y staff probably all had STDs. Ears ringing from loud music, wake up at 3 p.m. At least you can bang customers I guess. I had a summer job in an office once. Full-time, decent pay, and my only task was to write a report for some higher-ups. I finished 99% of the work in the first 2 weeks and spent the rest of my time there looking at my phone, drinking the piss-quality free coffee, and occasionally looking busy. Definitely the easiest job I ever had. But holy fuck I hated having to be there. Just incredibly boring. I'll take manual labor instead. You may be tired and sweaty at the end of the day, but at least you're doing something tangible and meaningful. Reoccurring nightmare about being at work under extreme duress. Feeling like I'm going to shit my pants from the pressure, stress, and all-encompassing panic. Awake in cold sweat at 4 a.m. Realize that my Wagie has consumed my whole life. I have as good a job as anyone could hope for. Literally never met any of my coworkers in person. They mailed all my shit, printer, laptop, displays, docking station, smartphone, etc. Work on technical documentation for medical devices. Just have a 2-minute call at the start of each week in case I have any questions about the shit to be done that week. My manager is in another fucking country and another time zone. She is laid back and cool and never stresses me out and doesn't give a fuck because I always complete my tasks on time. Decent good salary for my salary. They just fuck off and I do my job and they give me bonuses for working independently and learning fast everything I need to do my job. Nobody fucking checks on my day, or if I fuck off for a few hours to relax, I just have to do my shit for the week, so I control all my time and work when I actually feel productive. Unfortunately, next year I will probably be called for a team building exercise in person, unless a new pandemic comes, whereas now I exclusively work in the nude. It will be hard to put on pants again and maintain eye contact with other humans. COVID was the best thing to ever happen to me. I've been on the opposite end, in a shitty 40-person company, where you had mandatory and cringy happy birthday singing gatherings, office gossip and general incompetence, where you had to train retards to use a basic fucking user interface because they are too stupid to read the instructions on their own. At least I got to fuck 2 of the coworkers there before fucking off. All in all, I am more depressed than ever, and I'm currently on meds to prevent suicide, so I can't wait to lose this great job and go back to being a cagie in an office space. I don't have that much luck to land another completely remote job. Alright, I have posted this before. Get stocking job at supermarket. Star has a history of having guys quit after 1 month. Manager knows that I can't come on Saturdays. Changes my shift and tells me nothing. Suddenly we have a new working there. Cunt complains that I didn't come. Gets fired. This had to be some kind of tax evasion shit. The store got robbed at gunpoint a few months later, which made me laugh when I heard about it. Be me data analyst. Build a machine learning program that has potential to make company tens of millions per year. Quit for higher pay. Get hired back for even more to complete program. It works. Tell them I'm working remote permanently. Okay, anon. Comfy AF. January this year. Physically demanding job assembling 4-ton transformers. £9. 41 an hour. Boss is cunt. Guys who work in transformer department all hate him. Boss is on my arse every day over pointless shit. 3rd day. Boss walks up angry. Says I'm not wearing a company approved face mask. Hess angry as fuck. Call him a fat cunt and tell him to shove job up his arse. Shake hands with the guy who was training me. Walk out. It was a blessing in disguise. I have a better job now as a solderer, $20K a year. I get along with everybody there, and although they're normies, they make really great conversation. Hopefully I can leave soon from crypto gains. It would be a shame to leave, though, because I've made some good friends. I worked at Sears about 10 years ago, at the peak of them being god-awful at everything, right before they went under. My manager wanted me to work a double into a split, so I would work like 9 a.m. 9 p.m. then be back at 2 a.m. Drive home, eat, shower, sleep, be back in about 5 hours after having worked 16. Point to the boring story, I just said no, that's not worth it to me, and it blew her mind, like nobody ever considered just politely saying no. She was completely flabbergasted. I later quit without warning, no call no show later on, and she called me 2 years later begging me to come work for her at a different location. Fuck Sears, you get what you fucking deserve. First job at 14. Fast food restaurant. Literally destroyed me, but didn't have confidence to get a new job. Start working the fryers. Burn finger on the hot food. Oh, did you burn yourself? Don't worry, eventually I lost all the nerve endings in my fingers from burning them so much, you'll get used to it. It has been 4 years, but I still think about it. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe.